So 1 in 5 women, this is the latest stats, and I don't use a lot of stats, but I use this one, are victims. So each of you, the size of your workplace, the percentage of women, 1 in 5 of them statistically are being abused. Scary. But, and this is the bit people don't want to think about because this is people they work with, if 1 in 5 of your women statistically are victims, and this is gender-based, so these are 1 in 5 women are being abused by a man. And as I've said, there's lots of other, but this is a gender-based stat. So what does that mean? It means 1 in 5 of the men in your organisation are perpetrators. So we've got to think, who are we disclosing to? Do we know that it's safe? It's an uncomfortable truth, but these perpetrators don't live somewhere else, and the victims are all here for us to cuddle. We're all in this together. And this isn't for a big R, but I was abused by my husband, ex-husband, my brother, my father, and my mother, and one of my cousins. But I can see when I look at those people, they are perpetrators. But a lot of the time when I look at them, they were victims as well. I don't want to go into it and make it horrible, but it's complicated. And the, victims are lovely and perpetrators are just evil is easy to digest, but like with most things in life, the true lives in the horrible, mushy grey in the middle. Work out in your organisation, and these are things that you would know. Who are the leaders? Who are the people that will be disclosed to and say, who do I talk to? I can't do this. Because some people are good at that. And who are the specialist employees that will receive? Now, I'm a big fan of volunteers, because volunteers are the sort that like helping, that feel comfortable in that situation. And I'm really, really anti, as much as I try and live in the grey, forcing each manager, because you don't know the manager's situation. And not only could they be a perpetrator, they could be dealing with their mother going through it and can't cope. So this, because you're a manager, you should be in a position to support your staff through this, to me could potentially be harmful to employees. How do we get this breaking down? Because the number one issue, coming back to me, and I've been doing this for nearly 3 years now, and it's businesses I've worked with a long time ago or just had talks with, they're coming back and saying, we've got this policy, we did this training, but no one's disclosing. This is my survivor head, it's shame. How could I have let my life get that far out of control? Now, I know standing up here doing this for a living, and I spent 10 years healing, trying to understand what had happened to me. 10 years of really not worrying about helping other people, but just really focusing on me and going, how? How did that become my normal? And it took me a long, long time through that journey of healing to realise I had nothing to be ashamed of. So we need to find a way to make staff feel safe to disclose. Whether it's posters, whether it's talks, what works in your environment. But we need to open up the conversation. So we're not just talking at victims, we're saying, hey, we get your strength. The other thing is looking at your decision makers and where can the information, and this is for internal and external. If you've got someone that's going to be disclosed to, do they know where to go, what to do?
The manager that you spoke to or found you in the bathroom, if there was one thing that she could have done differently to change the way you felt, what would that have been?
The one thing I wish she'd done is she took it on. She helped me find a unit. She bought me a bed. I wish, and I feel disrespectful almost saying it, but I wish she'd understood to go and get the resources. I needed experts. You think where we were 10 years ago with getting people to disclose mental health problems, and now we've got James Packer putting his hand up at his level and saying, I'm not fit to run this company, I'm stepping aside. The thought of someone with his power would do that 10 years ago is unthinkable, and I think we need to go the same way with this. Let's normalise it so we can deal with it.